Okay, welcome. Now we're going to look at sleep quality. And what's that about? Well, I'm sure we've all heard about the recommended amount of hours to sleep each night. But you have to go deeper and you have to look at, well, okay, if you're getting 8 hours of sleep, how many of those 8 hours are quality sleep? And before we even go into that, why is sleep so important? Why is it important to have an adequate amount of rest each night? Basically, it is so that you can function and that your cognitive abilities and capabilities are where you want them to be the following day. Have you ever had maybe 3 or 4 hours of sleep? Maybe you've been studying for an exam, or you've been doing some coursework, or you've been doing some project overnight, and you've only had a couple of hours of sleep, and have you noticed how tired and groggy you are the following morning? When the mind is not fresh, the likelihood of making mistakes, of having a short fuse, not being able to tolerate so much is significantly diminished. If you want to have a quality life, you have to have an adequate amount of sleep. Now, yes, it does change depending on the age. So obviously, babies need the most amount of sleep, and they're sleeping almost 24 hours a day. And then as we grow older into teenagers, adults, all the way to senior age, that requirement for sleep comes down. But still, there's nothing to say you can't have 8 hours of quality sleep every night. You just have to structure your life in a way that you can make that possible for yourself. For those of you who are into doing strenuous exercises, like myself, you like to go to the gym and things like that, sleeping is essential combined with a good diet. You can have the best diet in the world, but if you're not sleeping, your muscles don't have the time to recover. Okay? So there's numerous amounts of benefits to this, especially when it comes to cognitive intensive tasks, such as when you go to work and you're working on a project. Or for those of you who work in IT, computer programmers, things like that. You need to have a very sharp mind and you need to be fresh. Otherwise, you're going to be tired and you're just not going to be able to get anything done. So sleep ties in with a good diet. Because I can promise you, if you consistently have low levels of sleep, your life quality is not going to be as good as it could be. For example, one of the things I've seen is that in the past, if I was not getting a good amount of sleep, I would probably have things like complications. I'd have headaches in the morning, even developing things like ulcers in the mouth, which could be very painful. So it's all a manifestation of a lack of sleep. I'm not generalizing and saying that those things are always because of that, but I'm saying that oftentimes when we don't have the required amount, we're lagging behind, the body is going to find a way to punish you. So I hope you enjoyed this one on why it's important to get adequate amounts of sleep. And if you are getting that amount of sleep, then good. And if you're not, then you can think about and reflect on this video and say, okay, I think it's quite important for me to do this. And then you can try and structure your life and prioritize it in a way that you can get that. Okay? Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Take care.